What do you what do you want
Put
to
a hand
say?
up. Put a hand up. Ha, ha, ah! Yeah.
Contested jump.
Yeah, I hit him with that contested jumper. Welcoming everybody. He just got absolutely torched, by the way. I'd give this guy 40 every day of the week and twice today. Can't guard me, but I have a new guest, as you can tell. Raymond, for anyone that's been around for a while, you guys would know him from the Call of Duty days. But for those of you who do not, which I'd assume most of the audience is obviously more basketball related now, he's a New Orleans Pelicans fan. So as you can imagine, it's been dark days for him. That little door behind him, that's actually where he's been sleeping for the past week and a half. Don't quote me on that, but this guy, obviously a lot going on in the Pelicans organization, just the whole injury problem. There's just a lot for them to deal with, and I just kind of wanted to know what your thoughts were on their direction as a team.
Yeah, I've heard Zion is on Ozempic now, so we're looking up. Uh, in more serious tone, we are screwed. Basically, most of our players are injured, and if they're not injured, they're coming back from injury. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to take a while for them to ramp up, and we are already 4-16. So
That's yeah. Four
don't
and
know how we're going to recover from that.
yeah.
I don't know. Even if we go 500 for the next 30 games, we're still going to be behind 10 games or something like that. If I'm doing that correctly,
Yeah.
um, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Trey Murphy is playing good right now, but he can't carry the weight by himself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if DeJounte Murray, I think, is still day to day, so I don't know. Because I haven't been watching a lot of Pelicans games. I'll turn
No,
it on for
I
the first half and then see what I see and just turn it off. So
no, I
it's hard to watch. Shout out Elfrid Payton, though. Shout out Elfrid Payton. 21 assists in a game that they still lost. So
21 assists though is nuts for a guy. He literally got signed one morning. They brought him in and said, "Hey, buddy, you're starting." Not playing in the NBA. They cut him. They are the team that got rid of him, and then they sign him back and say, "All right, man, we need you. You're starting." I don't really know how that goes, but the Pelicans just kind of want to look also at their injury report. It should be, honestly, I think it should be their top page because that's probably their most viewed page as of this season. But I just wonder, the Pelicans, if they're going to play like this, like if they're off to this rough of a start, like you said, if they even go 500 from here on out in the West, they'll still end up probably like 13th seed, even if they just win half their games for the rest of the season. So it's either going to take a huge turnaround, or at this point, is it just worth, like, I would think, just giving up on the season now, and then, you can probably just try to get Cooper Flag. That's what I would do, or try to get Ace Bailey, one of those top guys. I was trying to see if they had an actual injury report on the NBA thing. It doesn't
um,
it doesn't look like it. I don't see one.
looks like on the official on Basketball Reference at least um
Oh, I found
that
ESPN.
DeJounte Murray is out of the injury report.
Oh,
It
okay.
looks like he's not even day to day anymore. He's just playing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Uh, they've got we've got Bi day to day, Herb Jones day to day, Jordan Hawkins day to day, and then the only two that are out for a good amount of time are Jose Alvarado and Zion,
Yeah.
which are not two players that you want out for extended period of time.
No.
Zion, I guess I'm not surprised, but shout out to Brandon Boston, honestly,
Yes.
because he has been taking on a load as a rookie that I wasn't expecting, and he's doing pretty good. I mean, when you throw a rookie into the fire like that, he's a good player. I mean, he can create for himself. He could shoot. Um, plays good defense. I mean,
Yes,
he's
yes.
everything you want in a player, where you can just put the ball in his hands and he can kind of like run the offense a little bit, but he obviously needs those complementary pieces around him, like Trey Murphy to play good. Jordan Hawkins, obviously, to shoot well when he's in because he's our best shooter on the team, in my opinion. Because Trey
Yeah.
Murphy, he is a good shooter, but he's up and down. He plays a lot of defense too, so it's gonna tire him out a little bit.
And especially for those shots he shoots, those deep wing threes he loves. Like you have to have a lot of legs to get under those shots. So you
Yeah,
can
he's
tell
got
he's
a he's got a
definitely
set shot, but
yeah.
but
He's definitely going home and
honestly,
getting in that ice bath.
yeah, I mean, he's that 6'8", 6'9", long, lengthy wing. So they don't want him shooting like every time he gets the ball just to jack up a three. If he can create and get to the rim,
Yeah.
that also works for him as well. Remember when he competed in the dunk contest? I mean, the guy can jump out the gym too. So
Yes, absolutely. Um I don't know. I like that Brandon Boston. I like that he's had to do stuff other than just like you said that he's had to go out there and kind of run this offense, and that's why people call him like a miniature Brandon Ingram because he does kind of play like him. I mean, he loves to get to that mid range, his bread and butter right there. When he was on the Clippers, his assist numbers were very low. Like he's only ever averaged 1 assist a game. So for him to be averaging 4 this year is obviously just because of he has to run the offense. And the thing is, for them to have a guy that is not at all used to playmaking, having to go out there and do that is a very important thing for him. So I really like that they have a couple bright spots even without having a lot to show for it record wise. And then obviously, you have Antonio Reeves had that random 34-point game against literally the top record team in the NBA right now. And you can't tell me that's not one of the most impressive games of the season. I mean, he 56% shooting in that game as well, just straight buckets. I mean, that guy, he's a rookie. How old is he? He is 24. So, I mean,
yeah,
he,
I thought he was a rookie. He's not a rookie. I
no,
was
Antonio Reeves is
mistaken.
a rookie, though.
Yeah. I was looking at Brandon Boston. He is not a rookie. I thought he was a rookie. He has 122 games played. Had no clue why I thought he was a rookie. I guess I hadn't seen him play on the Clippers. Um, gosh, he is he is young. But he's been in the league since 21.
I just spilled water on my floor, but it's not a big deal. It just like straight up ran down my arm. Actually insane. But no, I really want the Pelicans to figure this out because I don't want them to have to like get rid of Zion or anything, but the injury problem is obviously a big deal. Especially not just with him, with the whole team, but especially with Zion, a guy who can never really stay healthy. So I really just I feel bad for this whole organization, but especially for him because he was obviously one of the best prospects coming to the NBA we've ever really seen. So just for him to go out like this is very disappointing to me. Um, I don't know. I don't know what they should do. I think they should just tank out this season though and just try to run it back next year. Obviously, still try to get reps in, especially for those young guys. And I think that's one of the things they could do is when you're getting these reps for the young guys in your tank season, it allows for your star players to not be so like burnt out by the end of the year, and then the young guys can be better coming into next year because they got so many reps in the actual NBA games. So I think they should probably just do that, just tank and just say, you know what, we'll have this one off year, kind of like the Grizzlies. Honestly, the Grizzlies did that. That's why they're such a deep team now, because you look, they have so many guys on the end of their bench that they can play real playoff minutes. The Grizzlies have probably 10 to 12 guys that could honestly play playoff minutes, and I think
Yeah.
the
So
Pelicans could be that.
yeah. So the tanking for Cooper Flag thing. Obviously, it's not a guarantee you're going to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And especially with the modern lottery thing that they do, you still have a low percentage to get that number 1 pick. So you kind of have to weigh your options at this point. And as we've talked about, I don't think we're going to be able to catch up in such a loaded West.
Mm-hmm.
If it was the East, you could maybe get away with slipping in. No diddy. I don't understand exactly where. So the people you could develop the most: Jordan Hawkins, Trey Murphy. Again, I already think he's developing into a good player, but yeah, he needs another season probably to take that next step.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what would be the move there. I mean, I don't know anyone else in the draft who you would want to tank for besides Cooper Flag.
I mean,
Haven't gave it much of a look though.
I think Ace Bailey. I mean,
Yeah, he looks good too. From
the thing is,
Rutgers.
I don't know, because he's one of those like versatile wing kind of guys. My only issue with him is just because of his like height and everything. Is that going to hurt the whole situation the Pelicans are already stuck in with Brandon Ingram, Trey Murphy, Zion, like a lot of these guys that have to play the 3 or the 4. So it's like you're kind of adding more depth at that position. So now you have to worry about that. I don't know. I think it'd be good. I mean, because Ace Bailey can shoot the 3 ball as well. So he'd probably be a better pick for them, I think, than Cooper Flag would, a better fit. Because to me, Cooper Flag does play a little bit like a Zion. So I think they should probably go that direction. And the best part is that Cooper Flag is everyone's talking about him. If he is the number 1 pick and the Pelicans get number 2, that's perfect. Or, I mean, if there's a guard in the draft, I don't know if they go that direction, or a center especially, if they're not going to, work with Yves Missy. But I think he's been good this season. He's been very promising. Some good defensive plays from him. Numbers-wise, doesn't exactly stick out to you. I mean, just 8.7 boards. But for a rookie to be averaging 7 boards and only playing 24 minutes a game is very, very good. I really like what he's been doing for them. It's just obviously he's not a floor spacer. So him and Zion wouldn't necessarily be able to play together a lot. So I think they should probably go that direction, or just work on getting a center that can shoot, because that kind of opens up the game for Zion.
Yeah, so the Pelicans obviously are in that limbo where they don't know if they want to win now or, build, aka tank.
Yeah.
I mean, with how Zion looked at the end of the play-in last year, against LeBron and the Lakers, where he had 40 before he got injured and he walked off. It is so hard. I mean, this is the constant conundrum with Zion. He looks so good when he plays.
Yep.
But he doesn't play.
It's
now.
Man, it's so hard. I talk about that game all the time. He was running at Anthony Davis's throat every play, and Anthony Davis, that is one of the few times I've ever seen Anthony Davis seriously not have any answer for someone on defense.
Mm-hmm.
And he just couldn't do anything about it. Zion was too strong, and he got to the rim every time, and nobody could mess with him, and it really sucks.
I mean, he started playing great defense now. I remember before he got injured, that was a point of emphasis they had him on, was, play better or play hard defense.
Mm-hmm.
And he still has to handle on the other end. And, play, make, facilitate, because they had him playing point Zion. It's a lot. I mean, he's got to be in the best shape of his career to, agree on that and say, yeah, okay, I'll be a top 3 player on the other end as well, because you know it's kind of Herb Jones anchoring the defense,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had Zion running the offense. But the way they play, Willie Green loves that small ball
Yep.
lineup and everything. So he wants them to play really hard defense as well, so that they can have opportunities on the other end to have more possessions and have more threes. But you got to play. It starts with playing defense on the other end. You can't just
Yeah,
take off, especially when they're playing small ball and he is the second biggest player on the floor at any given point.
yeah, it's hard with the way their roster is built because um Zion, with him, you can't. I almost think you have to give him like obviously Brandon Ingram being there makes sense because you don't want Zion to have to play such hard defense all the time and have to go out and score 25 to 30 points a game. I like that Zion has been able to stay lower on his numbers except for when he needs to go out there and score. But the problem is with Brandon Ingram is he is such a just heavy ball dominant player that there's not a lot you can really do with him out there. I don't know what the ideal player next to Zion would be. I mean, I don't know if you just need him to play like a kind of that 28. I mean, I'm not saying he's 2018 LeBron at all, but where you just throw a bunch of dudes that can just shoot and cut and defend around him, and you just say, you know what? Here, Zion, you just take the ball up, you do whatever, you just cut, you drive, you find a guy, and he just does what he's supposed to. I don't know if that's what they need to do. Just have a
That's a
bunch
tale
of
as old as time.
elite role players around him. They have so many question marks, and it sucks because they've had these same question marks for the past like 2 to 3 years now. So
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
completely agree.
And I'm
Those
sure
five
it's
out offenses, I mean, they're so effective, and people, I mean, there's a reason that people have been running it for so long. You remember, you can look back as far as, remember the Dwight Howard Magic teams, with Hito Turkoglu. They're
mhm.
pulling in guys, they're going to be able to shoot immediately. They want everyone to be able to shoot, and it obviously works well, but the problem is, are they going to play defense?
Yeah.
And the problem is finding elite talent that can play defense and shoot. And obviously, you're gonna be able to have playmakers as well. Especially, you know, sometimes if Zion's gonna play as hard as he says he's gonna play on the defensive end, someone has to take off the offensive load.
Yeah.
Now, Brandon Ingram has done a better job at playmaking and finding his teammates. More playmaking though, because you know as both of us know, he is a like DeMar DeRozan merchant.
He literally is.
I mean, he's gonna take. He's been better at taking threes though. He has been better.
Yes.
He'll dribble pull up into a three,
Hey.
and he will catch and shoot now. But literally, if he can, he'll catch, pump fake, one dribble into the in mid range,
Yep.
or no, he kind of likes to snake dribble or whatever. He'll kind of like get to his spot because
Yep.
he's got that rhythm where he'll get to the right side. But I mean, honestly, Brandon Ingram, I think I saw something. He's shooting something like 71% from mid range.
Which
Or like no, oh yeah, no. More specifically, dribble pull up mid range.
oh.
Yeah, he's shooting like 71% from this year.
I'm just saying
And
that is the type of guy you need to let him shoot those, but then also if he's there, you do something so that way if that shot is not there for him, you need an open three from someone else. Trey Murphy standing out at the hash mark is great because that gives Brandon Ingram all the room to work with. I just hate that there's like on paper the Pelicans look like they have everything they need. It's just like it's not clicking. And Brandon Ingram,
Yeah.
like you said, he's literally a DeMar DeRozan. He's literally a mid-range merchant. Give me freedom, give me fire, give me 18-footers or I retire. But I mean, he has been. I mean, he's shooting almost 7 threes a game, which for him is very, very good. This is actually the most 3-point attempts per game of his career at this point. So, but yeah, the
shooting
Pelicans
36%.
36% for him is good. I just obviously you'd want to see that higher, but you could say that about every player. But for a guy that doesn't shoot a lot of threes like normally, that's very good for him. But as for the kind of the bread and butter of this episode, we are going to dive into some championship contenders or pretenders. So we have a list here of all the teams. I broke up into, I picked 8 East teams and 9 West teams. I picked based on if they're good or not. So, like, the Wizards are not going to be championship contender or pretender because obviously we know Jordan Poole is a MVP candidate and they'll probably be championship favorites. But no, realistically, other than that, I just picked teams that will either be in the playoffs or were somewhat good last year to where we're like, okay, we know what they're capable of. So, first team up for you, I have the Philadelphia 76ers. Do you think they are a contender or pretender?
I think they are a pretender. And that's not saying that just because Joel Embiid is hurt, because we all could have expected that. But Paul George as well, he doesn't, how do I even put this? He plays good some nights, and then he also plays bad some nights. He's coming off of his injury recently, but what they need is for Jared McCann to actually run the offense. And if they don't actually like commit and build their identity around that now, I think they're. I don't. Let me look at their record, because I don't think that they're in the Pelicans situation, even if they go slightly above 500.
Yeah,
well, I guess they're in the East though, so they're still going to be able to. Yeah.
Do you think they'll be play-in though, or like playoffs? Do you think they'll be top 6?
I think they could be playoffs.
Okay, that's kind of where
East
I was
looks
at
good
too.
though. Yeah.
It's just hard because with them, it's like you have Maxey who had that injury as well, so he was out. I just don't know what they're gonna do with Maxey and McCain being like I wouldn't say they're I would say they're kind of similar like play styles of players. They're very they're smaller. Well, Maxey is a big guy. Like I've seen him in person, so pause, but he looks a lot smaller on TV. I don't know how to explain it, but kind of these guys that love to use their speed, athleticism, and very just fast, quick, effective moves to get to their spots. Like they do have a kind of a similar play style in that sense, like high flying. Just they're very hard to keep up with. That's the problem though, is with those two kind of guys that play very similar, is trying to figure out, okay, do we give McCain the keys to the offense? Do we still have Maxey do that? And then you're like, oh, what do we do? Do we get rid of Maxey? Do we get rid of McCain and try to get something else? Like that Paul George signing over the offseason looks absolutely horrible from them so far. He has not been healthy, and when he has played, he's been bad. I mean, there's been games that he's literally lost them. Like a game that comes to mind was when they played the Suns, and Maxey had, I think, 32 points that game on really good shooting, and nobody on the Suns team could keep up with him. I mean, he was running at Kevin Durant's chest, and Kevin Durant couldn't do anything about it. But I remember Paul George specifically was shooting like 4 of 15. Maxey had 32 points, was the hot hand, and Paul George is the one taking the final shot. And they're down by 2. Okay, if you're down by 2, what do? If you try to tie the game, what kind of look do you want? Probably a layup or something in the paint. He shoots a contested 20-footer over Grayson Allen, who's a good perimeter defender, a contested 20-footer that would have only tied the game. Like, buddy, literally one step back and shoot a three. So at least if you make that bogus shot, then at least you're up by one. But just he has not been good for them. And I don't know, the 76ers just, I don't know, the Embiid era, like we literally, from what I've seen, I think that was the peak of Embiid's career, was the first half of last season. That was the best we have ever seen Embiid play basketball. And he finally had a good playoff series, even though he wasn't healthy. I just, with how things are going, I don't know how he's going to be when he has to actually play. You know, if when it comes playoff time, he's not going to be used to playing 6 or 7 games in a row. He's not going to be used to that. And then you think of, oh, let's say they played a 7 games. Guess what happens? 2 to 3 days later, their next series is going to start, and he's going to have to do the same thing. I really worry for this team. I think honestly, they're going to have to make a bold move. That's what they're going to have to do. They're kind of in a Pelicans situation, obviously a little different, but they're in one of those things. They have to do something. It's better than just sitting and doing nothing. And I almost wonder if they should try to build around that backcourt and make it like a Garland and Donovan Mitchell thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that would be good.
Yeah. Tyrese Maxey isn't the problem at all. He's leading their team in scoring. He's averaging 2 steals a game. He's playing his ass off. He wants to win now. Do Paul George and Joel Embiid want to win? That's what I'm thinking, because obviously they're going to get their points, they're going to get their stats.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to play the right way though, to actually have a winning formula, rather, because they're 29th in the league in points per game.
That's
so they're 27th in offensive rating, and they're 27th in net rating.
Well,
that's not gonna cut it.
I didn't think of this. Think of who's on their roster. Eric Gordon, Unk, right? Kyle Lowry, Unk. You have old people on this team. Paul George is older. Dude, it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad.
Yeah. And, I mean, down the line, you can look at it. Kyle Lowry, Jared McCain, Paul George, Kelly Oubre, Joel Embiid, Caleb Martin, Tyrese Maxey. I mean, they've got Reggie Jackson.
He's older
on the
too.
bench. He's getting 12 minutes a game. But in my opinion, I think Reggie Jackson's a really good player. I think he can fill a role and actually play how the 76ers need someone to play like that. They need Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain with the ball in their hands.
And then you
Joel
can
Embiid
kind of fill
playing.
Reggie Jackson into that role, because Reggie Jackson's a guy that likes to have the ball as well. And he's able to do a lot. He's able to shoot. He's able to get to the rim. He's able to play make. He's a guy that when one of those guys goes out, you can put in Reggie Jackson and expect, obviously not the same level of stuff from him, but you can expect a similar style from him, so you don't have to switch it up a ton. But no, their direction is just kind of off. So I agree though. I think they're pretenders. And then next up, I have the Milwaukee Bucks. Contenders or pretenders?
Oh, this is a hard one. I think they're contenders, but I just don't trust one man. Who do you think that is?
Chris Middleton.
No, I don't trust Doc Rivers.
Oh, I thought you meant a player. No, Doc Rivers. I don't trust him either, bro. I don't even.
I think I think they have the opportunity to play well, and I think that they are trending upward. But when it comes down to it, in a 7-game series, we've seen time and time again. Recently, obviously, we know he's won a championship in 2008. Almost 2 decades ago, but I mean, he he got to the Western Conference Finals once with the Clippers, and I think that's what was it only once that they
Uh,
actually made it out of the second round. But
the Clippers, I don't even know if they ever did they? I thought they did. I didn't think they made it. Let's see, Clippers playoff history.
they made it to the Western Conference Finals because I remember them playing. I think that was when they played the Warriors when they were up and coming, if I remember correctly. It was either that or the Thunder.
Semis.
I gotta look.
No, they played the in the semis. It was the second round. The only
They
conference
never made it to the
finals
Western Conference Finals.
only with Tyronn Lue. So yeah, that's Doc Rivers' elite second round. Is he Embiid with opportunity?
The craziest moment for King to join.
Bro, that's nuts. So guys, if you did not know,
What the
Liam
heck?
that was here last time, he's a little late, but he decided
Surprise
to
guest?
Yeah, surprise guest. He decided to set his alarm clock for 5 p.m. in the afternoon, but he's now joining us, and
I just woken up.
yeah,
This-
that's nuts. But
I may have woken up just a second ago.
yeah, no, we should
Bro's
be.
ready to talk basketball.
He woke up. He was dreaming about basketball. He was up late thinking about the podcast, and nah, we should be good though. No,
We'll give you a chance to settle in real quick, but basically we were touching on the 76ers, if they were contenders or pretenders.
What are they pretending to be?
yeah,
They're not. I don't think they're making the playoffs. Like they're not pretending to be contenders. They're just not a team. So yeah, that's the thing. Is
no, it sucks because they don't have a lot going right for them. So with that, it makes a lot of things harder. But I think they could, if they flip things around and Paul George and Embiid start playing actual basketball, they could probably sneak into the play-in or playoffs at the highest, just because they're in the East. But no, the Bucks are like obviously just the good version of what you want the Sixers to be. The Sixers and Bucks both started off horrible, and then like we were just talking about the Bucks too, and the Bucks obviously they're turning it around, which the Sixers still have shown zero signs of doing that yet. The Sixers are 3-14. That is that's horrible. That's actually worse win percentage than the Pelicans. Worse.
Thanks.
Yeah, I just took a shot at the Pelicans, but that's good because he's here. But no, they're just not good.
A shot at the Pelicans, like nobody is there.
Yeah. What's Raymond gonna do? He knows I'm not wrong.
Cooper flag.
I mean, the Pelicans just don't have players. Do the Pelicans at least have their own pick?
I want to say
Who
that
has
they
the Pelicans
don't.
pick? Does OKC have the Pelicans pick?
Dude, I wouldn't even doubt it.
Pelicans.
I wouldn't even doubt it.
Yes,
Draft.
yes, they do.
Yeah.
And they have a Bucks pick.
Okay.
Well, the Bucks are trending upward, like I was saying.
Wait, protected 5 through 30. So I would assume that means that. Oh my God, is she seriously gonna bark the entire day? It's because nobody's home except me. So because she's in her kennel or whatever, she's just barking like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna let you outside," where it's 10 degrees outside. You dumb shit.
Well, we can't hear it.
Okay.
As bad as we did last time.
That's
So,
a little
Yeah,
better.
we can
So
barely hear it.
that should be okay.
So Giannis is playing basically the best basketball of his career.
Yes.
He's playing almost as good as Jokic. And Jokic is having one of the best career or years basically in basketball history. Based on the advanced stats, if you want to look at that.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called, but when they add the points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks, he has the highest average, I think, in NBA history, or at least as of 2 games ago. I saw that graphic. So
That's insane.
I don't know if that's sustainable for Giannis. We've seen that it's been sustainable for Jokic, for 3 of the past 4 years. But looking at this, they're kind of.
I think Giannis. Can I have a take about Giannis? I think
Yeah.
Giannis has been slowly getting better, like every year, and like statistics wise, and just like he becomes a better playmaker. I feel like every year, which like opens up a lot for his scoring. But I mean, he's only averaging 1 more point than he did in 2023. I feel like he could do this.
And you look at his
Like nothing about this box score is like not sustainable.
Yeah, and the thing is, you look at his you look at everything about his stats. I mean, the guy's averaging 32 points a game, and his literally all that's different is he's taking like 2-3 more shots a game. But I could see that happening, especially with obviously Chris Middleton not really playing. So this is very sustainable for him to be anywhere between that 30 to 32 points per game range. And like you said, it's one of those things that Giannis didn't get talked about as much because he's kept getting better while the competition around him obviously was getting better. Jokic took over the MVP award and Giannis just kind of fell under the radar. And what he's been doing has been nothing short of amazing every single year. He's been putting up, historic numbers because like even last year, 30, 11 and a half, 6.5, those are insane numbers. And shooting 61% from the field, you can't do anything about him because he's just so good at what he does. He knows what he's capable of. He doesn't force stuff that he can't do. He doesn't take a lot of those. I know against the Hornets, when they played him both times, they were kind of forcing him to shoot middies, and he actually was knocking him down in that second Hornets game. He was making everything. So he doesn't try to do what's like he's not capable of, which I really like from him. But no, I don't know. The Gary Trent being back too has been good. That they have a guy that finally can knock down shots, and Brook Lopez has had a couple really good games, especially from outside. So Splash Mountain earning his nickname for sure. But no, I just think what Raymond said about the team, their Doc Rivers situation, their defense honestly concerns me more than anything because you always have Giannis and Dame who can win you any basketball game. It's just a matter of if they can actually guard somebody and play some defense in transition. But King, did you label them as a contender or a pretender though, the Bucks? Oh my God, the lag is insane. Is he lagging on yours too?
Yes.
Okay.
He's lagging.
Okay. While he's chilling over there, I'll say they're a contender as well.
Okay?
Yeah. But no, you're good. You're good. I think the Kings. Damn, I'm glazing DeMar DeRozan right now. I think the Bucks are a contender though.
Yeah, I would agree.
You think the Bucks are still a contender?
I think so. I think they have to be with Giannis.
In
and
the
Damian
East,
Lillard.
you can still. They can go 500 or slightly above 500 for the next 20 something games, and they'll be back in, the middle of the playoff mix.
Yeah,
it's not unheard of because it's
like
literally
tier 1 contender, but yeah.
Yeah, tier 1 contender. If we're just talking conference, at least it's Cavs, Celtics, everyone else.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I definitely think they're just short of those conversation, but I think if anyone is to win it other than the Cavs and Celtics, I'm going to say they're a contender just for that, because I think especially if one of those teams, like if the Bucks, let's say, because it goes, 1-4 and then 3-2. So in the playoffs, if the Bucks were to make it to the 3 seed, or something like that, or the 6 seed even, if they play their way up, they wouldn't have to play the 1 or 2 seed or they wouldn't have to play the Cavs, Celtics, one of those teams. If they're the 1 seed, they wouldn't have to play them until the conference finals. So realistically, if things work out in their favor and they can kind of make it through, they can hope someone else can knock out, either the Celtics or the Cavs, and that makes their run a little easier. I think, though, we've seen in the past, they're a team that does give Boston a lot of problems because Boston's biggest issue, especially without Porzingis, is obviously paint defense is a little rough for them at times.
Yeah.
That's their defensive issue is I don't know if they'd be able to stop Boston. But no, I think they're just like, they're kind of that range of like, they're kind of a contender, but like we still need to see more to put them back into where they once were. Cause like the past 2-3 years, they were a contender every year because of Giannis. So just seeing them go back up will be hopefully a good thing. And then next up, I have the Knicks. What do you guys think about the Knicks?
I think they're contenders. I think they're better than they were last year, and last year they were contenders.
Mm-hmm.
The defense thing they'll figure out. I think Mitchell Robinson, if healthy, which is a big if to be fair, but if healthy, they'll do the double big thing because
Yeah.
Cat's not a great rim protector, but I think the spacing on this team's amazing. I think Mikal Bridges is actually gonna figure this out. I know a lot of people are panicking, which is like kind of fair, kind of not. I don't know. The defense is concerning from him, but
Yeah.
um, I still think they are a better team than last year with Cat. I think what he brings to an offense is something that no other player actually can. Just his skill set is very rare. A stretch five that is also like elite from the post. Um, I think he fits well with Jalen Brunson for the most part offensively, and I don't know. I like this team.
Yeah. The Knicks, I was looking there. So defensively, they are the 24th defense in the league. Disgusting. Um, that's worse than Toronto, which being a worse defense than the tanking Toronto Raptors is not good. But offensively, obviously, they've been incredible. So that's just one thing. I think again, Mitchell Robinson, he's been in those conversations. Before we actually started recording, me and Ray were talking about Mitchell Robinson. As a defender, what he kind of brings, he's a very, very good rim protector, which is literally all they need him to do is just go out there and kind of just not let anyone shoot at the rim. Cat has been a horrific rim protector this year. So I really do like what he provides, though, Cat, to this team. They seriously, I mean, they won the trade. It's very much looking like with DiVincenzo being bad. They did win the trade. So Ray, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, so the Knicks obviously look unstoppable on offense and uncharacteristically look bad on defense for a Thibodeau team.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see this last year. Obviously, having Cat in the interior has something to do with that. We were looking earlier, whatever, Cat was allowing almost 70% at the interior when he's in,
Mm-hmm.
or when he's the primary defender. That's second worst in the league. It's just terrible. But the Mikal Bridges thing, that is just so interesting to me because you remember before the season they talked about how he was changing his jump shot and it just looks weird right now.
Yeah.
He's shooting 30% on 6.5 attempts. I
The
don't know. They bring him in to be a 3-and-D wing because that's kind of what he is now. I know that he actually was able to play make and everything, and he showed that in Brooklyn. But dude, that just does not look good.
yeah.
Yeah, we're not even touching on the defensive thing that Liam brought up. I mean, did y'all see at the end of the game the other night where he allowed Josh Green to get whatever 4 points in 2 seconds?
Oh yeah,
They
the halftime
allow him
thing.
to drive and get a
Yeah.
basket, and then he just throws it Just willing, just throws it to Cat
And the thing
on the
is,
inbound.
I swear it was closer. He threw that a better pass to Josh Green than that ever would have been to Cat. Because Cat was walking up and the other way. So he threw it
Yeah,
behind Cat.
the camera angle I saw was so weird, but I was just like, where is he throwing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
People are on Twitter like pointing to that, saying that he doesn't want to play on the team, like that he doesn't, like that it was like on purpose. I don't think it was on purpose, but like, bro,
We don't know that.
Mikal
There's no
Bridges is a
report that he
Hornet.
doesn't wanna play. Okay.
Eh,
I don't think there's any proof that he doesn't
he
wanna
was
play on
he
the
was
team.
raging in the locker room when Josh Green shot that 3 and it rolled around like this John right here. Yeah, that was no, Mikal Bridges, he shoots like that random 6'6" unathletic center at your local high school who tries to shoot a 16-footer when that's not in his bag. That's how his jump shot form looks. I've always thought that. It's so it's so nasty.
But he's always had a weird form. Like even
I
when he
know,
was a
but it
40%
looks
shooter.
uncharacteristically just weird. But I mean, it's been better. He's been shooting better from the field, but his defense has not been what we've
Yeah,
seen from
that's
him.
what I'm concerned about.
He's playing
really.
Brooklyn Nets defense. He's not playing Phoenix defense, which
Is-
for his role on this team, he needs to be playing Phoenix defense.
I think the thing with this defense is like we've never seen him be a bad shooter, so I think he's gonna become a good one. We've seen him just not play defense, and we thought he was just going to, and maybe he just does. Maybe he forgot. Maybe he's
Yeah.
lost the ability to play defense for whatever reason.
He needs to do private lessons with OG of how to play defense again.
He actually got injured. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
I just thought it was weird that we saw him go to a place where he had to be the number one option, so obviously his defense fell off. But then it's like now it's like, dude, you have you have 3 guys above you really that can score better than you in OG, Jalen Brunson, and obviously Cat. So I don't get where his defense really went. But I really do like what they're doing. So I think they're a contender as well because, like you said, they were a contender last year. I thought, honestly, they were the only team in the East that stood a chance against Boston last year.
If Tibbs didn't play his guys 38 hours per game, then maybe they would have made it.
I know,
Because
and
everyone got injured.
he's already done that a couple times this year. Like, he's had games where he's only played 6 or 7 players. I'm like, dude, Huck Porty has gotten DNPs, and that guy's been good. And
I know.
bro, Tibbs is actually so bad about that.
He's a beast, bro. I kind of respect it at a point. Like, I'm just gonna play 6 guys in a random game in November. Like, that's hilarious.
Like, he's nuts for that. But then the Cavaliers, I'd say they're pretty easily a contender, especially with how they started the season off. Just hope that they don't play the Hawks in the playoffs because the Hawks might sweep them. So, no, I'd say the Cavs are pretty easy contender. Anything you guys really need to bring up about them at all?
I mean, they've lost to the Hawks twice. That's pretty funny. Are the Hawks contenders then? But besides that, I think they're contenders. Yeah, I think they're built really well. I don't know how they match up against Boston, but just like built as like a contender without having like a certified top 10 player, because Donovan Mitchell can be in those conversations, but I don't know
Yeah.
if he truly is.
He's a guy that he has stretches of the
yeah.
season where he looks like it, especially when they're winning. But then other times, like when they start falling, like it was kind of like last year, if you remember when that January to February stretch, especially when they
Yeah.
won 18 or 17 out of 18 games, he was in conversations like people were saying, oh, oh, is he better than Shea and stuff like this. And personally, I wasn't buying into it. I was like, okay, whatever. But he's had those stretches, so for their team to be starting off good again, I do worry that they're going to fall victim to the same thing they did last year. But I think this year it looks a little different with Evan Mobley's offense. And I call him Baby Giannis because that's kind of how he plays. Just very
Yeah.
aggressive getting the rim. It's actually nuts to see though. Have you seen some of the like fouls, like when people are trying to stop him? It literally looks like when they stop Giannis. I mean, they literally will just put that man in a bear hug.
Yeah. It's insane. Evan Mobley offensively is like so good and like weirdly unstoppable this season, which is like really fun to see. Also, like, is Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs gonna be like back to like those first couple seasons to Jazz? Do you remember how good he was in the playoffs? He averaged like 30 on like good shooting splits.
Yeah, he took out the
Um,
Thunder because Paul George and Carmelo Anthony forgot how to play basketball. Carmelo Anthony was like 2 of freaking 16
yeah,
that game. And Russ shot.
rookie Donovan Mitchell.
Dude, Russ had like 44 points on 43 shots. I'm not even joking. He literally
Wait, give
had
me a
43 shots that game.
I'm gonna look up Donovan Mitchell playoff numbers real quick. Career playoff stats.
That's the thing with Donovan Mitchell is he's one of those stars where he actually gets better in the playoffs, in my opinion,
Yeah, so
or stays the same.
last year in 10 games, he averaged 30 on
Yeah,
47% from the field, and from 3 he averaged 35%. Like, that's not bad.
it's not bad.
The only season that playoff Donovan Mitchell wasn't a thing was in 2023, where I don't remember that series. Did they lose to like whatever? I
Wait,
don't
who? The
remember
Jazz?
that. No, this is in 2023 Cleveland.
Oh,
They lost to some team in the first round. I
the
forget which
they
team it
lost.
was.
No, it was they lost to the Knicks in the second round. Or
No,
no, the
because they
first
only
round. That
played
was the
5
first round. You're
games.
right. You're right.
Yeah,
That was the first
yeah.
round.
But outside of that, he averages 32 in 2021, 36 in 2020. In the first season against 2018 as a rookie, he averaged 24. So he's definitely elevates his play in the playoffs, and I think he's gonna do that again. And yeah, he averages for his career, he averages 28 in the playoffs, and he's been in pretty much every year of his career. Literally every year of his
Yeah.
career, he's been in the playoffs. So,
And he had a
um,
50 ball last year in a loss. I forgot about
yeah,
that. That slipped my
Yeah.
mind. That series, I
the,
wish I would have watched it more. It was just one of those series. It was like, um, nobody really like super cared about the outcome because they were going to play
yeah,
Boston. So it was one of those
yeah.
things.
Also, with that series, I think Donovan Mitchell was injured for like 2 games, and that definitely affected the outcome of that series. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Forgot he dropped 70 last year.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
he
think that was
did.
last season. Yeah, he dropped like 70
Um,
in the regular season, obviously. But
I like how
Yeah,
when we were on the
wasn't it
topic
against
though of
the Hawks? Who did he drop 70 against? I feel like it was against the Hawks.
um,
uh,
do not
I
remember.
think it was was it?
I don't remember exactly.
The Cavs have 6 people this
It
year
was the
averaging
Bulls. The
double
Bulls.
digits.
Yeah, the Bulls, that makes sense.
Um,
And also makes sense that the Cavs have 6 people. What are they? Ty Jerome, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, uh, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and
The last one's Karis LeVert,
oh, that makes sense. Yeah,
shooting 47% from 3 on
nasty.
three and
Karis
a half
LeVert's
attempts.
damn. I
It's
mean,
not
that's
bad.
all he's there to really do. But like,
Yeah.
good job.
Um, yeah, that I was looking at that box score though, that Thunder Jazz game 6 from 2018. Paul George 2 of 16 with 5 points and 6 turnovers. Russ 46 points, 18 for 43, 7 of 19 from 3, 19 3-point attempts in an elimination playoff game from Russell freaking Westbrook. And then Carmelo Anthony 3 of 7. He
Wait, he shot
literally
19 times in one game from 3?
yeah, he had 43 field goal
It's
attempts too.
disgusting.
So that about tells you that sums up that Thunder playoff run, but especially against Donovan Mitchell. So he's definitely capable of doing stuff like that in the playoffs, and I think he's one of the few reasons that they could actually, if they did play Boston, he would have to be electric, but I think he could do it and try to get them past Boston. I definitely do. I think they're contenders as well. And then the next team, I don't even. We don't need to talk about. We just were the Celtics. The obvious, yes.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
won.
Yeah.
So okay. Then the Pacers.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. The
Wait,
Pacers.
we don't want to talk about the Pacers. Oh, never mind. I thought we were moving on too from the Pacers. The Pacers are interesting. I think Tyrese Halliburton is gonna go back to playing All NBA.
Okay.
Personally, I think he has an injury right now. I think he's playing with injury. This is not new for players, and I just think he's just gonna go back to what it used to be. He's randomly having 30 something pieces at like home. If you look at his home stats, they're actually fine. He's playing fine at home.
That's
Just
such a
away, he's
weird
playing
thing.
terrible. And I think it's genuinely because like he's more comfortable in his place. He's able to like rehab from whatever he's dealing with. And away, he's people are saying it's because of his bed. I don't know what
It's
it is,
such a
but he's
DeAndre
playing at
Ayton. Is that you?
he's playing at an yeah, he has the air mattress like DeAndre Ayton. He's playing at an all NBA level at home still, and he's just playing terrible on the road, like absolutely atrocious. And then his
Yeah.
stats just like even out to whatever they are.
So basically, what you'd want from him is for them to be a contender, they have to have the number 1 seed because then every game, every series, game 7 would be at home. Hey, bro,
Yeah,
why don't they just the Kai Cenat Mafia-thon, right? That's why don't they just
Okay.
why don't they just take that house, right, when Kai Cenat's done, bring it with him, and put his bed in there, so then every time they go to play a game, Kai Cenat, he'd be like, "Oh, here you go, Halliburton, for $2 million, you can have this." Oh, cool. So every game, Halliburton can bring his bed with him, right?
I I just think he's gonna rehab. I don't think this is gonna be a thing for the rest of his career.
I think my
Personally.
idea is better
Yeah.
personally, but if you want to be a hater, that's fine. So I mean, are we labeling them as contenders though?
I don't. Tyrese Halliburton, which I think he's going to play like an All NBA player again. They're contenders because Siakam's really good. I think he's kind of underrated. I think
Mathurin.
yeah, Benedict Mathurin's having a really good season. I forgot about this. Isn't he
Took
averaging
such an offensive leap.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
such a good shot creator this season. You have uh, it's just a solid roster around him, right? Like.
Mhm.
I feel like there's no reason why they aren't contenders if Tyrese Halliburton's top 10, top 15.
Okay, so for them, how do you think they'd fare in a series against if they played the Knicks now, or if they played the Cavs or like the Celtics? I'm not saying they're not a contender. I'm just asking, like, obviously the Celtics, take them out of that. Just so, like, how
I
about
think
the Bucks,
I
the
think
Knicks,
the
and the
Bucks.
Cavs?
I think the Bucks. This might be a hot take, but I think the Bucks low key. I think they beat the Bucks. Just
Ooh,
cause like, I think they beat Bucks in like 7, dude. I think this team fits better together. I think they match up pretty decently. Like, cause Dame's not gonna guard him. Like, who's guarding Tyrese Halliburton?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
but
so
also
To your
like,
point.
it's the same thing of like who's guarding Giannis.
yeah, but you at least have like pretty decent. You have Miles Turner. Like Miles Turner is like a decent rim protector. You have a guy like Obi Toppin you could just like kind of throw at him,
I was about to
and
say,
then
yeah.
have Miles Turner like in the paint. Like you have like something there
Yeah.
compared to some other teams. I think they might deal better with Giannis compared to some other teams.
Wait,
Um, yeah,
for this, are we doing the Kai Cenat Mafia-thon method?
yeah,
He's bringing the bed
yeah,
with him. Oh yeah, it's a
yeah. So we're
GG.
having Tyrese
Pacers in
Halliburton. Yeah.
5.
Yeah, I think they will. I'm assuming Tyrese Halliburton's good again, which he kind of has been as of like the last couple of games.
I
Yeah.
think I agree with you. Oh, I think playing a lot of play. I just think players should honestly be a lot more vocal about when they're playing with an injury.
Yeah.
But I understand also the media is very harsh. People will be like, "Oh, he's only saying that because he lost or because he sucks." It's like, no,
Yeah.
if he's dealing with an injury, I think that would help too, because we've all seen in previous instances of players having a bad playoff series and saying, "Oh, I was hurt," whatever. It's like you didn't say that during the series, so that's the only thing is I agree though. I think he's definitely playing with some injury. He's looked very passive at times, but he's been a lot better as of late. They're one of the few teams that I struggle to watch their games because of the league pass things. So them, the Bulls, and the Timberwolves, it's been hard for me to watch any of those 3 teams because of that. So I definitely have been wanting to tune into more Pacers games, so I'll be doing that, and especially if they're playing at home, obviously. But
Yeah.
I'd say they're in they're in the low tier of like contender though. They like it would be a perfect like playoff scenario for them to get through, but I do think it's possible with how Halliburton played last year because you look at I know the Knicks were beat up, but they still were able to win that series against the Knicks who at that time were playing really good defense. So I think that the Pacers are definitely in that like bottom contender tier though. Like they're like fringe contender just based on if they're able to kind of play and hope at least one of those two like big top teams gets knocked out. And then my
Dude,
next team, what?
dude, I'm sorry. Can I talk about Benedict Mathurin for a second?
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was still 22. Like, if you're 22, let's say if he averages 19 points on really good efficiency like he is right now, he's gonna have to get paid by someone. Is this gonna be like when does his contract expire? I don't know if the Pacers will be able to pay him.
I'll pay him.
Okay, that's
He'll
it. That's
play
all I want.
basketball in my backyard.
Yeah, okay. You'll
Um
pay him.
Yeah, I agree though. I just think for right now though, I definitely say having Matherin too because he didn't play in the playoffs. Um, I think they like I said they could definitely be a contender. Just a lot of things have to go right for them, but they showed last year that they did get quite a few things to go right even without Matherin. So I definitely agree. I
I'll
actually hit
start
the.
this next segment just for a second. I'll be right back. I gotta pee. I drank almost that whole monster.
Okay.
Oh my god, he drank the whole monster. Well, I'm just he said don't start the next segment, but um we're just talking about I just wanted to ask you specifically then. What do you think of the Magic?
Ooh, with Paulo?
Oh
Magic
yeah.
with Paulo? I'm thinking. I'm thinking about the Magic.
Okay, I think he's
Like,
lagging.
I mean, oh,
There we
I'm
go.
lagging.
No,
Okay,
you're good.
I was just thinking. I was brainstorming. I think I mean they have two theoretical all NBA guys. Amazing defense. Offensively, they're better than they were last year, or at least they should be with Apollo and Franz leap at least. You have these two guys who some say like don't fit together. I disagree. Um, at bare minimum, I think they fit like Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, which I mean they now have figured it out. Um, I just think, dude, like you have this roster, you have all these like all NBA guys, you have like all NBA defensive guys, like theoretical all like Jonathan Isaac type guys who are like theoretically all defense. Um, so you have like this top two defense with now an offense that should be top 10. Like are they have to be a contender.
No, I agree too, and um with what Paolo has done already for this team has been insane. During the short time, we were just talking about the Magic. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
are they a contender in your books?
Yeah, I mean, I remember last year they had whatever it was, a top five defense. They're building on that again. Now let me see. Yeah, they're third in defensive rating this year, but 22nd in offensive rating. Now, I would have expected that to go up a little bit,
Yeah, but
but I
Paolo being
think
out too.
Paolo being out, yeah, Paolo being out and Franz Wagner being the primary ball handler. I mean, he's still playing really good. 23 points a game on, let me see, 53% effective field goal percentage. Now, when is Paolo coming back? That's what I want to know. Because he got to play 5 games.
Let me see.
I think they're
He's
14-7, so they're third in the East.
He's hoping to come back before Christmas.
4 to 6 weeks.
Damn.
Torn right oblique. Jeez.
Sorry, I started getting hungry, but I had to crack into this chocolate lava Reese's cup.
Wait, 4 to 6 weeks from now?
I don't know if that's from now. That's just what Basketball
that was
Reference tells me on the injury report.
When it happened.
Yeah, that was from
So it was 4 weeks
a month
ago.
ago.
Yeah,
It was 4 weeks ago.
It happened 4 weeks ago, so he could be
Okay.
back like any day, I guess, theoretically. Yeah, I mean, if Paulo is like a 29 point per game guy, like with the playmaking that he has shown, 100% contenders. Like he's top 10 if that's the case, with the defense too. So, yeah.
I did not know he was playing that well in the first 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, he that's all-star. That's all-star. That's
all
all
NBA.
NBA. Yeah. 29
50
points a
ball.
game.
I mean, he was an all-star last year, but this is a crazy leap. Yeah, he had that 50 against, what team was that? I forget now. But he had a 50 point per game against the
I never remember who
Pacers.
they're playing when
against
something
the
happens.
Pacers, yeah.
I've never have a clue.
No, he's been very good though, Paolo.
Yeah.
So,
and they're so deep too. I mean, if you really look at their roster, I mean they're so deep.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Black, Mo Wagner,
Black, to be
Jonathan
fair, is
Isaac.
not that good.
Hey, this might be a take. I think the Magic are in the same contender tier this year as the Bucks. I seriously think that because
I think the Magic are better than the Bucks.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I mean, the Bucks have been looking good recently, and you can't count Giannis out. But
I'm saying when it comes to
just
playoff setting,
depth-wise
though, we have to think
and how they play.
the Magic don't have they don't have a lot of playoff experience. They had a really nice series last year, though, to where that's a lot to build off of. A 7-game series is really good. So I do think, though, they are a team that can definitely make it like conference finals to finals if everything goes right. Because who in the world knows how to guard Paolo? Nobody. And if Franz is playing like this, then I'm just saying Paolo doesn't even have to go out there and try to do everything, because we saw that last year against the Cavs. He averaged 6 turnovers a game in that series because he was the only one and he was getting blitzed every play, and there was not a lot he could do, and Franz did not have a good playoff series, especially shooting wise. So, and his shooting looks a lot better this year, especially with his the actual what would you call it, the looks that he's getting. He's creating his own shots, a lot more difficult shots. So for his percentage to still be the same, I think it's definitely good for them. And then
what if KCP is just bad? Does that hurt them? Because he's kind of been bad.
I mean, I wouldn't say it does, because look at where they're at. They're still third in the East, comfortable right there, and without Paolo, even if KCP's been bad, I think they're fine. Yeah, I think they'll be all right. If he starts playing better too, then he'll be all right.
The only reason I'm concerned is because they have no shooting. That's the worst part about this team, is as a team they're shooting 32% from 3. KCP right now would help that if he was a 40% 3-point shooter. He's just not. So.
I didn't realize how bad they were shooting from 3. That's a problem around Paolo.
Yeah.
Just need to.
That is the most concerning thing.
Like we say all the time, get rid of everyone else. Just bring in 3-point shooters and defenders.
Yeah.
The LeBron method. But no, I think they'll figure out some more going forward too. And once he comes back, just obviously stay healthy, please, Paolo. You're one of my favorite players to watch. So he's been really fun. I just want him back. When I saw the injury, because it was one of those injuries that came out after the game. He didn't get helped off the court or anything. He played the whole game, and then it came out, oh, he got hurt. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks. When I saw that, I'm not kidding you, it genuinely ruined my night. So I want him back very badly. I think the Magic as well. They are easily contenders, and they are, for me, it's like this, like we've said, the Cavs and Celtics up here, and I think the Magic are like right below them. I do think the Magic have a lot of what it takes. It's just the offensive part that we have to worry about, but I think just give them a little more time to figure that out, especially once Paolo gets back. And then
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
last team I have in the East, what do you guys think about? I mean, everyone always mentions them for whatever reason. The Heat. What do you guys think?
Oh, what do I think of the Heat is a good question. The Heat are such a weird team. I don't know how you think of them because last season Jimmy Butler was injured against the what what team was it Boston?
Yeah, it was
And
Boston.
they still won a game because of Eric Spoelstra voodoo magic or whatever. But dude,
Magnet
if
ball.
Jimmy Butler hasn't been injured, I mean hasn't been healthy in a playoff run since like the second round of their finals series because he was very injured. Like he said he was injured and like you could tell he was very injured for the rest of that playoff series. So you don't really know what you're gonna get from him at this point in his career. He's 35.
Yeah.
Bam at his best is Kevin Garnett. Bam at his worst is just Rudy Gobert. Like it's very confusing. And then Tyler Hero is like
I'll
so
be right
good.
back. You guys just keep talking about the Heat.
Tyler Hero is
All right.
like almost like an all-star caliber player this season, which makes things also a little different. I mean, what are they in the conference right now? Do you know? Heat.
Yeah, so I know that they're like top 10 in defense. Yeah, eighth in defensive rating. They're 9-8, so that would be
That's
fifth
not
in the
bad.
East right now.
That's
Not
not
bad at all.
bad. That's better. That's good for the Heat. um,
Yeah. I
I is
mean, they're kind of deep. I mean, if you look at the points down the line, everyone kind of eats.
yeah,
Um, and like you said, I'm not ever going to count out the Heat just because of
yeah.
Eric Spoelstra, and you never know. But with Jimmy Butler as old as he is, um, Tyler Harrow took a leap, but it's not like a All NBA leap.
Yeah.
It's not, I'll carry the offense and you sit back,
Yeah,
Jimmy, and
get out the way.
we're still gonna, be able to win 4 out of 7 games easily.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah, when the Cavs look as good as they have and the leap they've taken. I just don't see them beating that tier one of playoff team, especially in the East.
I still think they're tier 2 though. I
Yeah,
think they're in the same boat as like Pacers Bucks.
you just
Uh,
can't count them out because of obviously
of what
they're
team they are and Jimmy Butler. Like Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler, I'm not counting out to do some like weird like black magic thing. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have them. I'm gonna have them still as a contender.
Uh, to
yeah.
me, I I'm gonna be honest. For them, I think it's Jover. Um,
Dude,
I
really?
have him as a pretender. I just cannot see a universe with how good those top dogs in the East have gotten. I'm like, there's no chance to me that they are going to be able to take out a team like Boston, especially with how their team looks right now. And like you said, Bam Adebayo is literally just glorified Rudy Gobert right now. So
Yeah.
um, I I don't see it. They have been kind of good this like as of late, but I
I
can't give them the benefit of the doubt anymore.
I think I can. There's no reason not to. Cuz
It's
like
to me
the
it's the
only
same
series
thing
they
as
lost before the finals last year was without Jimmy Butler. So
but
like they haven't like failed my expectations. They've only exceeded them, really,
I've
to me.
had no reason to believe they would have won that series though against
With
Boston.
Jimmy Butler,
Yeah, I've
I'm
zero.
just saying they've won a game.
Yeah, Voodoo Magic 24 three-pointers.
No, dude. The Celtics hit 29 during the first game. That's not even voodoo magic anymore.
But I just don't I can't give them the benefit of the doubt just because it's kind of the same thing as like obviously like the Warriors, Lakers, like teams like this, they're always going to be good because of, oh, they have Steph Curry, they have LeBron, stuff like that. But to me, having Jimmy Butler, yes, it's very good in the playoffs, but it's not always just going to be boom finals run. And especially with him being older and just they're as a team, their identity really has not changed a lot. Like they literally have pretty much very similar roster construction. And Bam Adebayo's offense is not getting to where it needs to be for them to be that. Unfortunately, I can't give him the benefit of the doubt. I see the vision though. I see exactly why you would say that. I can't personally do it. I can't.
Kevin Love this season from 2-pointer shooting 28%
There you
from
go.
the field.
That's your number.
In
That's
8 games.
so funny. But he's averaging 40% from 3. That makes no sense. I just saw that. I thought that was funny. But yeah, I mean this team, I think this team's still a contender. I just think it is. And until they lose, that's not going to change for me. So yeah. That's it.
So that's for the East. That's really all I had. I don't have anyone else for the East.
You guys haven't
Because
done the West yet?
no,
I was gonna say shout out to the Hornets. I think we'll talk about them later, but shout out to the Hornets.
shout out to the
Why?
Really
Hornets.
fun,
They
really fun team to watch. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
LaMelo and Brandon Miller. I think they're like
Oh yeah.
attempting like 26 threes a game together, shooting at a high clip. I'm just saying, something to watch.
Yes,
Really fun team to watch.
absolutely. LaMelo was in my I put out a list on Twitter the other day of my top 10 favorite players this as of like right now, and LaMelo was on that list because his game is so unorthodox and unlike anything we've ever seen. So seeing him play and just like, I mean, the dude literally would just go tween and then chuck up a between the leg shot, and I mean like, or chuck, did I say between the leg shot? I mean one leg shot. He doesn't shoot it between his
One-legged,
legs,
yeah.
bro.
I mean,
if he starts doing that, we might have some other conversations.
he's in that zone sometimes where you watch him, he'll literally be like dribbling where he does that stuff. You know, like when you're in the flow state and you'll be like he's leaving the ball in front of them like while still doing, and it's hard to explain, but it's just like he's toying
Harlem
with them. He's playing, he's it's park ball. I'm like, holy
Yeah.
shit, there's no way he just did that.
OKC Thunder, do we all agree? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You made sure to read the note I put on there that said, I will punch either of you if you say no as
That's
a
crazy.
hate
They
take.
beat the Lakers
crazy.
yesterday, which makes them a yes. I would be talking
Oh,
shit right now if they
okay.
lost. If they lost,
Hey,
I'd be talking significant
I'm
shit.
just saying, if you would have been here on time this morning, I actually, other than introducing him and talking about the Pelicans, I was going to talk about us belt to ass on the Lakers. I was going to be talking about
Belt
that.
to ass is crazy.
I was going to be.
That didn't even happen. AI's just getting really advanced.
Okay.
And LeBron actually had a 30-point triple-double last
No,
night
because
in a win.
guess what? La Google Chrome, La AI could not score, and not just that, he couldn't figure out how to dribble the ball without I'm not gonna lie, 2 travels and a double dribble never happened to LeBron before, and
he did the thing where he pretended to be injured for 30 seconds 3 times last night. That's like a new record.
he was
Normally
spamming
it's once
it.
per game. Yeah,
He was spamming it, bro. Next we have the Mavericks. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, going into the season, I was like, yeah, easy. Now
I still think it's easy.
Is it though?
Luka's just playing himself in the shape, bruh.
Luka is been. I mean, but you think about it though, he's not because he's been out. So
That's true.
I just don't know, man. I really like the Mavs, especially with Klay Thompson. I think they're fun, and I like I don't like PJ Washington because of all that. Oh my god, in the playoffs, I hate that. But also,
but he's good at basketball.
He's been very good. He has been. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes that they're a contender.
I think it's a yes. I think it's a yes.
I don't think
pretty
it's a
easily for me.
definitive yes. I think it's
Because we're including tier 2 contenders. They're
yeah. We're
definitively a
giving
tier 2
they're
contender.
like we're giving them the benefit of the doubt even with the rough start. Yes, like
Yeah.
obviously Luka when he's
What's
playing
their
his
record? They're 11-8. That's not even bad.
Yeah.
yeah. The thing with them though is they're winning games without Luka, but in their clutch games when he was there, he was not good. I
He
mean,
was bad. I mean, everyone was doing the thing with the Utah Jazz game where they lost, and like
yeah.
Luka was like AFK pretty much. But
AFK in a clutch game against one of the worst teams. Like,
Watching him play
That's-
defense just pisses me off
but
so
I
bad.
don't think he's actually that bad of a defender during the playoffs. I don't think I've ever seen
No,
him do that
but-
during the playoffs. So I just don't think they're that bad.
I just think there's no planet where during the regular season he should ever be that bad on
no,
defense.
he shouldn't do that. I'm not excusing that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that doesn't change what I think of him as a defender in the playoffs.
No. I think they'll be fine. It's just he's not been himself this season, so I mean just hopefully that changes. He'll come back and be better. And
He'll
I
have a
think
stretch.
yeah,
where it's
we've seen
crazy.
a lot though from PJ Washington and Najee Marshall. So
Kyrie's been good. Kyrie's
Shout out
been
yes,
Najee
good,
Marshall.
Kyrie.
so-
So anyone who used to play for the Pelicans turns out to be a very good player. You have the Chicago Bulls thing, because that's what happens to them. Like Lauri Markkanen turned out really, really good.
I feel so bad for Bulls fans.
Yes, they give up all the players that end up being really good.
Would you rather
so-
be a Bulls fan or a
Wasn't
Pelicans
Franz
fan?
Wagner drafted to the Bulls?
Was he?
Wait,
he might
I think
have
I'm
been.
uncovering the Bulls curse even more.
Was he?
Drafted to? Am I making this up?
No, he was drafted to the Magic. It says on mine.
Oh, then what am I thinking? I think it was the Bulls pick though. Whatever.
Maybe they traded picks, something weird
I
at the
think
last
they
second.
traded. I remember like a Bulls fan complaining one time. Like they could have had Franz Wagner somehow.
But yeah, the Bulls are definitely a weird team that I don't know why. Wendell Carter Jr. He's another one that they got rid of
Yeah.
him, and he turned out pretty good.
That's true.
But I think the Mavs will be okay. I think they're up there for contender, and then Golden State. What's your thoughts?
Contender. I think they are the same as they were in 2022 pretty much now. If you remember 2022, they didn't even have Klay Thompson for the first half of that season too. So like now they just have Buddy Hield, who has Klay Thompson, like the pluses of Klay Thompson without like the dumb shots, I feel like. And
Well, he
I
takes
feel
dumb
like-
shots. He just makes them. I don't
yeah.
get it.
Yeah. I mean, he's less the possession ends here is what I mean.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think what I loved about that 2022 team, because the Lakers were bad, so I was like kind of rooting for the Warriors because I like Steph. This team is that for me, I think. What? Why are you making that face?
He was
over there?
rooting for the Warriors.
Well, because
That's-
wasn't there.
I'm not gonna
I,
lie.
know, I hate KD, so I hated the Warriors in 2017 and stuff.
I forgot. He's like the most anti-KD guy ever. He thinks that
Oh.
Andre Roberson was better than KD.
That's
So-
crazy.
I don't think that.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
I've
sure.
That's
never
crazy.
said that.
Andre Roberson.
Hey, he was
I've never said that.
the complete opposite player of KD.
The non-shooter.
Yeah.
I have never said that in my
Uh,
life.
Obviously, I had to just put that. I had to put that bad omen on his name.
That's
but
not crazy to root for the Warriors in 2022. They were a fun team.
I wanted
So
Boston
they're
to win it.
fourth in defensive rating. What do y'all think? What do y'all think
think
is
they're-
the
I think
catalyst
they're-
of that?
I think they're going to be a top 3 by the end of the season. I think
Um,
they're such a good defensive team.
Draymond is playing very, very good defense again.
Dude, have you
Wiggins.
seen sorry.
Wiggins has been very good too.
Yeah. Wiggins has been so good offensively and defensively. In the restricted area, players, when Draymond is on them, they shoot like 50%. Like, that's insanely good. Like, Draymond's been so good defensively. Wiggins is back to, like, what he was as an all-star. I don't know if he's going to be an all-star again. I doubt it. I don't think they're going to give him 3 all-stars. but Draymond might win DPOI this year. I think Victor Wembanyama will win it by the end of the season, but he still could. There's no reason why Draymond can't.
I'm
Like,
actually against the Wembanyama DPOY. Their team is not. I do
are they
think it
top
is,
10 in defense?
but their team is so bad. That's the only problem with it.
Yeah, but
Like,
they're not even that bad, I thought. Wait, am I tripping?
They
They're
are.
10-9.
So
Oh, they're 10
Steph
and 9.
Curry
But
is averaging the most steals
I guess they're
on
11th
the
in
Warriors.
defense.
He's averaging a steal and a half a game. So he's
He
an
always
underrated
grabs
defender.
steals.
he
No,
has been.
He's a better defender now than he ever was. But like, I don't think steals is great metric to measure defense, because then James Harden would be all NBA. Like, look at James Harden averages like 2 steals per game in the playoffs. It's
I'm
so
not gonna
weird.
lie though, James
But,
Harden. Hey, he has times though where he actually is a good defender. He just
No,
doesn't apply himself.
Last year in the Clippers, he was a good defender the whole season. It was insane. But that's besides the point. Steph is a better defender now than he was in 2016.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Buddy Hield has been pretty good defense. Pajemski is the only dude that I'm just like, what happened? I mean,
Pods is bad, dude. I don't know what happened to Pods.
he looks lost out there, like offensively. I don't know what's going on. Defensively, he's obviously still been good. He's very good at drawing charges. He's one of the best in the league at it. So, other than that, I'm not too worried about him. They, like you said, they do look like the 2022 Warriors, which it annoys me a little bit because especially as a Thunder fan, I do not want those frauds to win another one. So
Yeah,
I'm
if
just
the
gonna,
Lakers are good, I'm hoping the Warriors are not that good if the Lakers are good, because that could be another playoff series. Remember in 2023,
Yeah.
that series was very fun for me.
yeah.
But yeah,
I would love to see a Warriors Mavs series. That's what I want. That'd be good. Very
Yeah.
good.
Wouldn't we all?
Warriors Thunder, I would not be able to handle it. I'm just saying. So I don't want that.
No, I don't want another Warriors Lakers this season, because they might actually win that one.
Next we have the Phoenix Suns.
A pretender.
I knew it. I knew
That's
it.
a-
He hates
Okay.
KD. Okay, here. Replace
Okay.
KD with Andre Drummond. Are they contender?
Still pretender.
I was just gauging how much
Just
of
making sure.
I hate Andre Drummond more. Do you know how much I talk shit about Andre Drummond?
even though he's the greatest rebounder of all time.
Yeah, because that's all he does.
Hey, he goes out there, he gets that board, and
He pretends he misses shots on purpose for his rebounding numbers.
you wouldn't?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would. If you were in
No,
a game
I
and you're down
wouldn't.
by 18 points playing for the Detroit Pistons,
I would like my field goal percentage being high, I think, over my rebounding numbers anyway.
hey, he shot 35% from the free throw line that one year.
Okay.
Leave my man
Anyway.
alone. No, the Suns, I have them as a contender just because before KD was hurt, they were second in the West already. And they've shown that clutch-wise, they have been probably the best clutch team in the league while he was there, obviously. Because we've seen time and time again, it's so hard to guard Devin Booker and Kevin Durant in the last 5 minutes of a game. It's just nearly impossible. My biggest thing for them is just Kevin Durant's, like, the defensive load he has to take when Nurkic is... I mean,
Nurkic
he's been...
just sucks. That
he-
actually is the biggest reason why I think they're a pretender, because Nurkic sucks.
Yeah,
If they get
he's-
another center, I might change that, to be honest.
I just don't know with Nurkic, man. That's why playoffs-wise, Durant is going to be so dead exhausted because he has to do a lot on the defensive
It's
side of the
play
ball with
defense.
Nurkic.
I don't think he's that good of a defender, too. I think that's why they're another reason why I think they're gonna.
The thing
not
is,
be that
though,
good.
this season especially, he's been better because he has no choice. When Nurkic is getting
Yeah.
played off the court, he literally is the rim protector. And he's
Yeah.
been doing a good job at that. But I think that's my question for them. I do put them in that that tier 2 contender, I think. They're a team that if things go right, they will be there. But it's just a matter of also how Nurkic is going to be in a playoff scenario, depending on who they match up against. It depends on who it is. It might not be too bad, but also it could be horrific. And then Kevin Durant will have to play 45 minutes. So,
Yeah.
What do you think, Ray? What do you think about the Suns?
Yeah, I think the Suns are contenders. Bradley Beal's
Ooh,
actually playing well as well.
Bradley Beal
I'm looking
conversations.
down the line. Everyone's shooting well from three, pretty much.
What's Grayson Allen's 3-point percentage this year? Just curious.
It's not
Um,
great. It's 34%.
34. Yeah,
Okay.
low for him.
It's because he's
But
been in that weight room. I'm saying
Yeah.
if you're a good 3-point shooter, get out of the weight room and just shoot threes.
Yeah. I
That's
agree.
literally been this year has proved that, bro. Keegan Murray, a great 3 and D player, now is just a D player. That's pause.
Whoa.
He
insane.
cannot shoot threes this year. And now Grayson Allen is the same way. He's still a great defender, but that guy cannot shoot threes for the life of, I mean, he's been better than Keegan Murray 3-point shooting wise, but the drop off is crazy because didn't he shoot like 46% last year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we knew that wasn't going to be sustainable though.
But the fact that it comes in this year and he's this much of a drop off, I think they'll be just bottom tier of contenders, like that tier 2. So they'll be.
I do want to say some good things about the Suns. Is like Ryan Dunn. Obviously, he's kind of been a surprise of the draft for them. And Tyus Jones. I mean, getting him is like huge. I think it does. Well, Kevin Durant's like he has been an efficient 27 for like 37 years. So, I mean that makes sense. But Tyus Jones. I mean, getting him is huge. Like, it actually makes their offense more than just KD and Devin Booker iso ball, and that's why I kind of always hated this team. It's a little bit more than that now. And with that being the case, I think they are a better team than they were last year. I still just think they're a first-round exit, though.
Coach Bud,
Um,
though.
Coach Bud, too. But, yeah, I still think they're a first-round exit.
You know what? Speaking of first round exit, let's talk about the Lakers.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I can get this. I don't think I can push narratives here anymore with that loss yesterday.
Contender or pretender? Let's hear it. Whoever wants to go first.
Contender. So you have Dalton Connect. He's making the spacing way better. I think this team's better than their record says now. I do think that's the case. I think they're gonna be a top 5 seed minimum. 5 seed minimum. By the time the end of the season happens. What? Shut the fuck up. I think they're top 5 seed minimum, dude. I think Dalton Connect is going to be the rookie of the year. Honestly, Jared McCain's fallen back to earth. Dalton Connect as a starter averages like 20 something points, and he's top 10 shooter. What was that? You're just like shooting now?
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell's gonna get traded for Kevin Durant.
Okay,
and
you
we're gonna
guys.
have Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and then you'll lose because apparently Kevin Durant's the worst defender on planet Earth. Boom, busted. Mythbusters.
He's still better than D'Lo. I can't lie.
D'Lo
D'Lo's off-ball movement actually hurts me.
Hey, D'Angelo Russell, though, you guys have been saying you're going to trade him, I swear, since the day he stepped into Los Angeles.
Yeah,
You guys have been saying that. He's literally worse Zach LaVine.
He has a February. I'm pretty sure Zach LaVine also does this too. He has a couple months stretch where he averages like 25 on 46, 57, 98 splits. And it's like oh my god, D'Lo's winning us 20 games during the regular season. Holy shit, we can't trade this guy. But he sucks. I'm not letting him trick me again. He tricked me last season. He did this last season. He's gonna do it again this season.
And here's the thing, though.
Have to trade him.
When he does that, you guys will still keep him. You guys will not trade D'Lo. So that's why okay.
It does help our floor spacing.
I think the Lakers are in the same tier as the Suns.
They're better than the Suns.
Are they, though?
They're better defensively than the Suns, and they're probably equal offensively.
They're not equal offensively. They can't
Yes,
be.
they are. Yes, they are, dude.
Okay, I'm going to gauge this based...
Okay, their net rating is not that good. I know their net rating is not that good, so they're probably not that good offensively or defensively.
They're 7th in offense. They're
Phoenix.
24th in defense.
Dude, they're not supposed to be 24th in defense. I'm sorry.
The Raptors are a better defensive team.
Yeah, that's bad. I don't know why they're 24th in defense with AD, being an AD led defensive team should be top 10 every year.
I agree.
Yeah.
My
So I
thing with
think the defense is going to get better.
the Lakers though is it's really hard because, like I said, I personally have them in the same realm as the Suns. Obviously, Kevin Durant's gonna be hopefully back soon, so we can actually gauge that again. But they're kind of one of these teams that's like, obviously regular season is not going to be their perfect forte with Anthony Davis and LeBron. Like, these are guys that are going to have to miss games. Neither of them can really play 82. So, I mean, that's not what I'm talking about, though. But when it comes to regular season, that's not
They're
going to matter as much. But playoff,
I think the Lakers are going to win their next 5 games, by the way. They have a really easy schedule, I'm just going to say.
okay, they're going to go
yeah.
2 and 3.
Okay.
No, they are a weird team though, that they will just come out and absolutely crap the bed against a bad team sometimes.
They do that, but I don't think they're losing to the Jazz. The Timberwolves are bad. I don't think they're losing to the Heat in the regular season. The Hawks are weirdly scary, but then they play the Trailblazers. So I don't know.
The thing with the Lakers though is I don't know how I feel about their perimeter defense.
That's always been their problem.
And that in the West, some of these teams, like against the Warriors too, that's gonna be like bad. That if that's a playoff matchup, I know Anthony Davis, what he's capable of, but perimeter defense wise, obviously the Warriors have been playing a lot better this year. Like I said, I put them in the same tier as the Suns. I can't.
I'll be honest, Dalton Connect might be like, he's not bad as like a perimeter defender, just because like he's faster than most wings and stuff, and he's like 6'6", he's long, pause, but he's a long wingspan. And he probably is also long down there, but I just
okay, all right.
I think he's just
glazing.
He might be
So,
our best wing defender, our best perimeter defender.
Okay, so the Denver
I like
Nuggets
Cam
are
Reddish for that.
the Denver
Yeah,
Nuggets are the next team. After he said that, I was very very quick to move on. I don't know what metric.
So Lakers contender basically is the
no,
conclusion I
they
came to.
after
Yeah,
that
Lakers contender.
they're missing a play in after what you said.
Okay.
Insane.
I don't know. I don't think they measure that on Basketball Reference, so I'm not sure where you got that metric from.
Please let me hit.
What?
I just wanted to say that.
Love, please let me hit. Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's nuts. So the Nuggets, though, I'd say yeah, I'd say they're a contender.
Yeah.
Jokic.
I don't think there's much conversation.
Jokic
needed.
is the second best player in the world behind Shea.
Okay, so he's the best player in the world.
No.
And
yeah, he
behind
is.
LeBron still. And
No. No. Jokic
crazy.
is the best.
And Christian Brown, if he's this good, dude, they are way better than they were last season. Because Christian Brown, if he's a positive floor spacer now, and he's this efficient from inside the arc, then he's just nice.
And guess what?
I don't have much to say.
He actually kind of wants to shoot threes now, which was my biggest issue when I made that Nuggets video a while back, that apparently everyone thought I said that the Nuggets were the worst team ever, but that's not what I said in the video. I just said that Christian Brown did not want to shoot, and he does now. And Jamal Murray has been still
better.
Iffy, but he's been better, a lot better. He's had a couple good games. Obviously, one of those was against the Lakers, as you could imagine.
They're winning games
obviously.
without Aaron Gordon, and dude, there's still a positive floor spacing team without Jamal Murray. That's huge. Like, without Jamal Murray shooting well, what I'm saying. Like, he's shooting 32% from 3. They're still shooting 39% from 3 as a team, which is insane.
And that's on-off numbers. I'm sorry to cut you off. Jokic, when he's on the floor, their team shoots 13% better from 3. That's disgustingly good. Because that just shows, obviously, that also he has been an insane 3-point shooter, but he has to. So, but yeah,
do you know how well he's shooting?
I know what the numbers were. I'm gonna say 46% from 3.
53.
Ooh,
That's not staying. Also, Aaron Gordon's
that's
not going to
staying.
keep shooting 54% from
That's
three.
staying 50. Imagine Jokic ends the season shooting 53% from 3 on 4 attempts. That
But Jamal Murray's 3-point percentage is going to go up. And, I mean, they are probably not going to continue to shoot 39% from 3. But, I mean, 37 is in the cards. That's like league average. This team's insane. That's all I gotta say. This team's insane. Jokic is averaging a triple double with Mr. Triple Double on the team. Yeah, Mr. Triple Double's not been playing bad.
he's
Gotta give
had
him
some.
credit.
He's had some games, man.
Since the first couple games, he's not been playing bad. He's always gonna be there. I swear he's an Iron Man.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean he's good. This team's
Yeah.
good. Russ is
Nothing
actually
really to
not a
add.
bad backup point guard, so that's good.
What do you think, Ray? Your Nuggets talk.
Yeah, nothing to add. The Nuggets are obviously going to be in the top 3 in the West, even if anything goes wrong. I think, they have a really deep team.
Mhm.
Jamal Murray can't play as bad as he was playing over the summer for Canada and in the beginning of the season. Or shooting bad, sorry.
I hate this team.
I'm
by
just
the way,
saying.
I just wanted to say I hate this team because I'm a Lakers fan. But yeah,
He
Yeah.
ruined my Glorious Shay's Olympic experience.
I know.
So
yeah.
it's gonna take me a while to forgive him. 4 years to be exact. So yeah, I think they're just an obvious contender here. And then interesting one. I want to hear Ray start off first with this one. All right, the Rockets. What do you think? What
Rockets.
You thinking?
So they are 14-6, second in the West right now,
Mm-hmm.
playing some of their best basketball. Fred VanVleet is playing really well. He's just shooting 32% from 3, though. They're shooting 32% from 3 as a team, so
Mhm.
that's pretty bad, especially for this day and age when you want to shoot a shit ton of threes and actually make them.
Yep.
Now, Jalen Green has taken I don't know if it's like a leap or just he's like playing more all around because he's got 20 points a game and he's shooting like, let me
He's
see,
he's not been shooting
31%.
good.
Yeah,
He's been bad.
31%
I'm
from
not gonna
3.
lie to you.
He's got 8 attempts. He's leading in attempts though, and
Yeah.
they're all not shooting very well from 3. I don't know if that's something, in
Dylan
how
Brooks
they
is.
play.
I think they need to get
What
Reed
is he
Shepard
shooting?
some more minutes.
38.
Give Reed Shepard
Uh,
some more of Fred VanVleet's minutes. I want him to get out there and shoot some threes. He's one of the few guys on this team that's known to be a sharpshooter. Fred VanVleet's shot selection is disgusting at times. Like before we before we started
No,
recording, we went in and just watched one random game of the Rockets. And I mean, Fred VanVleet, right? Starts off the game like 3 for 4 from 3, including a heave from half court. I was like, oh my God, he's nuts. The next like 3 attempts, okay? One of them, he mellow jab step and shot that thing over a defender 6 inches taller than him. Bricked it. Next one, gets the screen. The dude's closing out on him. It was actually against the Sixers, their last game. And he shoots it while 2 defenders are about to make a sandwich out of him. And he shoots it between
Dude,
them. And I'm just
he's
like,
been playing high. It's so funny.
I don't know why, but their defense has been so good.
No, dude, it's because they have Tari Eason and Amin Thompson coming off the bench.
They need
That's
to start.
insane.
They need to start Amen Thompson.
They're playing. Amin Thompson's playing better than Jalen Green. I'm so serious. Jalen Green's not
Yeah.
gonna be starting by the end of this season, dude.
Here's
It's
my
If they
thing
want to
is-
win, they need to play Alvin Thompson.
Jalen Green's just glorified Jamal Crawford. It's
That's insane.
crazy.
Can I
Dude,
ask
I
a
don't think
question?
Jalen Green's that good. What?
What do you guys think? Like, do you guys think that the Rockets, like, let's say next year or a year after, do you think what their starting lineup could look like, though, is like you have like Reed Shepard and then Amen Thompson, like Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith and Şengün. Do you think that's a possible like starting lineup at some
The
point?
the thing with Reed Shepherd is he is playing 12 minutes a game. He's played 20 games. He's had like decent, like not crazy opportunity, but like decent enough opportunity. And I don't think he's been that good. Like he just hasn't shot high volume in that opportunity, and he's like shooting 35% from three. I don't think he's bad, but I'm just saying he hasn't shown much yet. So I don't want to say much about him because I don't know anything about college.
Yeah, I just the problem with their team is that obviously Fred VanVleet is a very high volume, like he's to be like completely honest, he's a high volume, lower efficiency 3-point shooter. Okay. He
I don't think so
he can make
in
like
his career.
he can make some because he's only
His
had
last
1 year
season.
he shot 40% from 3. That was his second year. And then other than that, I mean, really
39 is good like he shot 39 in 2022 on good volume and 39
or
last season on good
year
volume.
last year was all right, but like the 2 years before or the 3 years before that was like about league
Yeah.
average and then one like below, but it's
Maybe he's just not good.
in my notes from one of their games, I literally wrote, I have decided that Fred VanVleet is not good at basketball anymore.
Maybe you're right, actually.
I just
He
they're
shoots terrible from 2-point range. I just want to say throughout his whole entire career.
their problem is just their entire 3-point shooting is just a problem. And Amen Thompson is so good, but that's part of the reason he can't get a lot of minutes. Like he can't start half the time is because of the 3-point shooting. And no one on this team is really an elite 3-point shooter except for VanVleet is supposed to be, but percentage-wise, like I said, he's never been a crazy high efficiency guy. He's had a couple good seasons.
Jalen Green is like a theoretical 3-point shooter.
Jalen Green is like bag talk Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, in March though, he's like the best player to ever touch a basketball. Just wait. In March he averages like 40 points.
Dude,
per
they
game.
should change the playoffs to March. The Rockets are
Yeah.
easily. So
For
what do you
Jalen
guys
Green.
think though? Consensus like contender, pretender, or not sure yet?
I think they're very good in such a weird way that I've never seen an NBA team be good, and I feel like it's sustainable just because they aren't shooting well from three. So I guess they're a contender.
That's my
I don't
exact
know.
thought because their defense is something that is sustainable with
Yeah.
the guys that they have playing such. I mean, even Jabari Smith Jr. He's been playing good defense too.
Wait, I have a stat that I'm vaguely remembering is that teams against them hit their open threes more than any other team. So like this defense is not only sustainable, they should be better.
And
Like they're
offensively,
are
they should be
killing them
better
on
too
open
because of
threes.
that. I just
Fred
hope
VanVleet's gonna be better, and Jalen Green is gonna be better. Whether it's
Yeah.
in March or from a month from now, that's to be determined.
so-
but Jalen Green is gonna be better, and Fred's gonna be better.
Rockets contender though.
Yeah,
Are they a tier 2 contender though? Probably.
Yeah,
I
Just
think they're a
because
tier
they're
2
one.
contender.
No,
No
not
way.
enough experience. These guys
Like
haven't-
low tier 2.
Yeah,
I
I
think
just
they're low
with
tier
how
two.
the NBA is, I don't know if the 3-point shooting is going to be sustainable, even if it does get slightly better.
Yeah,
Their
I can see
defense is
that.
really good with playing a small 5 like Şengün, but
I can see them
you
getting
would-
literally beat in a playoff game like 88-80. I could see that
You should
happening.
title a video Şengün. You should title a video Jokic with a 40-inch vert, and it should be about Şengün.
Mike Korzemba video. Shout out Mike Korzemba.
I mean, he shot 39% from 3 last season. Just last thing, he shot 39% from 3 last season. You would think that he would get it slightly better if they're going to take a leap.
Yeah.
A small center's got to shoot at least average from
Wait,
3.
Şengün shot 39% from three.
Yeah, last.
That's
Or
bad.
sorry, 30%, 29% from 3,
Okay.
30% from 3. Sorry. No, you would think
It's
he
fine.
would, make a leap, but he's shooting
Yeah.
26 on an attempt and a half.
I was gonna
So,
say Şengün top
needs to
10
shoot
in the
more.
NBA.
yeah.
That would
But
be,
yeah.
Yeah, they're such a weird team, but I really like them a lot, and they've been really fun this season. And then another team, okay, this one is very, very weird, okay? The Timberwolves.
No.
No.
Dude, Julius Randle can't be on a contender. I just don't think he's good.
He was on one
I
last
saw
year.
it. I
He
saw
didn't
a
play, but
trade.
he was on
He
one.
wasn't. He wasn't there. That's why they're a contender. Anyway, um, dude, I think I saw a terrible trade yesterday. By the way, that was like D'Lo for Julius Randle. That was just a thing I saw.
Do it.
Anyway, that has nothing to do with that has nothing to do with the Timberwolves. But Julius Randle being there just kills their spacing. Like their spacing's horrible. I don't even think they're that bad of a team. In terms of 3-point shooting because of Ant. Yeah, they're actually above league
The
average.
thing
but that's 'cause
is,
Ant alone.
Randall started off the year shooting really well from 3. He's down to about 34% now, which
He
is
shot the fakest 40% I've ever seen in my life. He's never gonna do that again.
He's actually shooting about his career average from 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a fake 3-point shooter where he had one season 40%. He's never gonna do that again. And I don't think he's that good defensively. I think offensively his skill set's very weird for the modern NBA. Like he only works off like these weird DHOs with him as like the ball handler, and that like when you have Julius Randle of all people running those, I just don't think that's that effective. And for this team to be good has to hit like 6 threes minimum, and it's just like it's bad. Like right now they're like the 12th seed, I think. Like they're 11th.
Yeah.
Dude, like
It's bad.
this team's not good. They're not
They
really
should never
pretending. They're
be
not
below the
pretenders.
Spurs, bro. That should never happen.
They might finish below the Spurs, man. Like this team, if Dante's not good, which I don't think he's gonna shoot 32% for the whole season. There's just no
No.
way. But Nikhil Alexander Walker's not also gonna shoot 36% for the rest of the season. Like that's not gonna happen. So, like, this team is just Naz Reid might be a better shooter by the end of the season, but then again, his volume's up, and he's not shooting bad. I just don't think this team's like they're not built that good around like Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards. It just the roster doesn't make much sense anymore because they're spacing. The only way Rudy Gobert worked that well was Cat playing the way he was as
Yeah.
a spacer, as the 4. It mitigated a lot of what Cat did wrong. It mitigated a lot of what Rudy Gobert did wrong. They were such like it was so fun last season with them together, and the fact that they were making that work, I think, was just such made it so fun to watch. Cat and Anthony Edwards clearly had like great chemistry on the basketball court.
Yeah.
And like you have Ant like at the beginning of the season saying that they might have like a reunion or something, or like teasing towards that, which is funny.
He just can't play in New York.
It might be free Anthony Edwards, honestly. Because he's top 10 in the NBA, like certified at this point from last playoffs coming into this season, being such a good 3-point shooter. Like if he sustains this, then dude, he might be the best guard in the NBA, honestly. But
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay, a glaze, insane glaze. If Anthony Edwards is shooting 11 threes per game on 42% from 3, I'm sorry, he's better than Shai. But
Yeah, and then you woke up.
Okay.
Hey, I will say Shai
Anyway.
last 5-6 games, buddy's been a bucket, like 35 a night. Actually,
He's like
nuts.
also not. He's also shooting like 35 shots per game, but whatever.
He's been shooting threes. I will say, Shai shooting threes, even if he's not making them, I'm just glad he's getting the reps. I want him to start. Because think about this. If he starts getting better at that come playoff time, delicioso. No, I think
been shooting twice as much threes, but yeah.
the
crazy.
Timberwolves are... You know, the
They're
funny
not
thing is,
contenders.
before they got rid of Cat, I had him as the 1 seed in the West because I
Yeah,
recorded that Western
that's
Conference
fair.
standings video and they traded Cat. I had to re-record the last like 3 spots
Yeah.
because I was like, they're not. I put
so
them at,
high. I'm high on Cat. Like I think Cat made that
Yes.
team who they were.
And the thing is, you look at how they played too, is the reason they got along so well is Cat did not have to have the ball to get some of those looks. It's the same reason Cat fits in New York offensively is because he's a guy that Jalen Brunson can get a screen from or trailing 3-pointer, but especially pick and pop with him is so good. And we've seen that the Timberwolves with Randall on the team, Randall's not a pick and pop guy. So he's a guy that doesn't fit the best with Anthony Edwards because Anthony Edwards is such a obviously a polarizing ball dominant player that when Randall needs to do something, you have to hand him the ball and just let him go to work. You can't run any really action with those two players unless you're playing in a small ball in a game against a small ball team, and then maybe you can run a Randall pick and roll or Ant Randall pick and roll and try to feed him going downhill. But other than that, there's not a lot of options for them. And I had someone try to tell me that the Wolves won this trade, and I would not have it.
There were people saying that.
No.
There was like many, dude. I remember. I mean, not that his opinion matters that much, but Skip Bayless was like, I saw a Twitter video of him just saying that they won the trade. I was like, what is happening?
He might
right
just
now?
be a
But
Stephen A. Smith hater, though. That's why, because
Yeah.
I think that's it.
what does
it's
Raymond
just-
got to say about this? Do you got anything to say?
I think it's a crime against humanity that Naz Reid has less minutes per game than Dante DiVincenzo. I know that it's probably how their team is structured.
Yeah,
Because
Gobert.
yeah, and they don't have a lot of like guards that can actually like
They need to
create
give
for
Rob Dillingham
themselves.
some minutes.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that wouldn't be a bad idea. He looks so good. I mean, you see what Jared McCain's doing for the Sixers. I mean, if you give a rookie a lot of minutes, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not a bad thing in the first year.
problem
People think
with
it's a bad
this
thing.
team is like they want to trade Julius Randle, I think, obviously at this point. I just don't know what a trade package for him looks like.
They should trade him and Dante DiVincenzo for Cat. Get him back.
I definitely don't think the Knicks are saying yes to that.
Okay. No. Realistically, though, you just need.
Has there ever been a moment in NBA history where a team has been like, this ain't working, like, and then they just do the same trade in reverse?
I don't know. Maybe
But- Mason, what were you gonna say?
yeah, I don't know.
I'm looking it up. Has there ever been a trade back in the NBA? Mark Jackson was traded to Denver before the 1996-97 season and then traded back at the deadline that same season.
That's fire.
He
I
said-
wonder if it was for the same stuff.
That's funny.
sick.
Shout out to Mark Jackson though for that. No, I just don't. I can't believe how many people told me they won that trade. You can't, and
Yeah.
people tried to tell me, oh, Randall is better for the Timberwolves because he plays better without the ball. When I heard that, I was like, you have never watched Julius Randle play basketball.
You can make an argument now that they should have kept Isaiah Hartenstein instead of paying Mikal Bridges or whatever, but you can't make an argument for that trade.
That Cat trade is such a good trade for the Knicks.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I hate to say it, but I don't think the Wolves are contenders.
Agree. I mean, yeah.
I'm the biggest Rudy Gobert hater
Really?
in the world.
I think he's
So,
good. I think he's really good.
I just don't think his play is conducive for this era of basketball. They're going to get beat 4 out of 7 games against a good 3-point shooting team. And it's just what's going to happen.
I've
I don't
never
know.
seen a player more disrespected than Rudy Gobert, and I don't get it personally. I think he's really good as a rim protector. I
Here's the
think
problem.
He's too good as a rim protector.
Also, it's not as a whole his fault though. Was Cat complimented his rim protection
Yeah.
a lot better because
I was just going to say that.
Rudy can also be at times like a help side defender when Cat is getting beat off the dribble.
Whoa.
But I meant pause. But when Cat gets beat to the rim, like Rudy Gobert can be that help side defender versus Julius Randle. Defensively, you want him more on the perimeter because he's obviously got more of a build to be a perimeter defender, not kind of the in between game like Cat was.
Mhm.
It's just so tricky with them. I can't give them the benefit of the doubt. I can't do it. So I'm gonna say
Yeah.
no. And then the last team I considered in the West, so I did not consider the Kings
That's fair.
because I
They're
was
not
like,
like
they're kind of good, but also I was like, I just don't see a world where they could compete for a championship this year. Same with the Clippers, they're kind of good, can just not. They're not a championship
Oh,
team.
I know what team you're about to say.
The Grizzlies.
Yeah. I'm in on them. I think they're a really good team. I think people are still, even with them being good without Ja, I think people, well, Ja came back, but even with them being good when Ja was out, people are still sleeping on them.
Hmm.
Ja's not having his best season. He's been in and out of games. He's been inconsistent minutes. I think he's gonna go back to playing as good as he was during like the MIP year and like the year after that.
Yeah.
Um, like I just think this team is like I think they're built really well. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is very good, like pretty underrated at this point. I think Desmond Bain is really good. He's not having the best season, but like Santi Aldama is having a good season. This team is so deep. I said this before, like last pod. They have like 12 guys that they can play. This team's elite. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Ray, what's you? What's
Yeah.
you?
Down the line, they just look so deep,
Oh
like
yeah,
kind of
Scottie Pippen Jr.
mirroring.
Man.
Yeah, they kind of mirror that the Cavs team where literally you look down and you get around. It's probably the 10th man on the roster where you're like, okay, you could probably like see any of these being in the rotation on any of the 30 teams in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, just think they Zach Edey is down all the way down their bench at the 10th guy.
That's
He's
insane.
averaging 20 point or 20 minutes a game. I
Yeah.
mean, they've got a giant sleeping on their bench basically. I mean, let me
Per 36, this team, Ja averages 28 per 36. His minutes have been off because of this season. Zach Edey averages 20 per 36. Per 36 is like a flawed stat because it's not going to be like 100 if they have this amount of minutes, but you know.
mhm.
Yeah.
J Huff is averaging 22 per 36. J Huff's been really good, by the way.
Yes.
And Jaren Jackson Jr. Is averaging 28 per 36. Like this team, that many people averaging like the per 36 is good to see how deep a team is.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
that many people averaging 20 per 36 is crazy. And then there's a bunch of guys at 17, 18, like Jalen Wells has been really good coming out as a rookie, probably like third best rookie I would say so far. Um, and they have Scottie Pippen Jr. averaging 17. They have Desmond Bain averaging 18 per 36. He might average 20 normally by the end of the season, but he's just been slow to start the year.
Yeah. Um, I like the depth of the team, like we've said. It's kind of like what we've talked about with the Pelicans and the 76ers thing of like giving these young guys some opportunity is huge. And we saw that last year. We saw like even GG Jackson as well. Like getting so many minutes to these younger players is huge for their development, and especially at the NBA level, like them playing in the G League instead, like if they're on a team that has like already a 12-man rotation that like you're not going to get an opportunity. That's not the same as playing NBA minutes. So when they were hurt and they were putting out these lineups of just all young players of they didn't have Smart, Bain, Jaren Jackson, any of those guys. So they were just throwing out lineups with, like we said, like GG Jackson out there. It's like him especially. He's one of my favorite players for them. Um, I really like that they developed those guys. So now they have such a deep roster. I I think for that reason alone, when it comes to playoff time, they're going to be hard to mess with because you have so many guys you have to prepare for. Uh, they're I hate to say it like this. They're such a handful,
Yeah.
but they are really hard to scheme against for that. I,
Just
I
some
I'd say they're a tier
wait,
two contender as
yeah.
they're not going to be one of the top ones, but I'd say they are definitely like a tier two contender.
Their team stats, just to list them real quick. They're second in pace. In offensive rating, they're sixth, and in defensive rating they're fifth, and net rating they're fifth. Like that's really good. Without Ja, that's crazy. Like, I think they might be tier 1 contender by the time we get to the end of the season. Like, people are sleeping on this team. I truly
Yeah.
believe that.
Oh, and Ja, his playmaking has improved even more. I have
Yeah.
to give him that. His playmaking has been really, really good this year in the times he has played. So, no, they've been incredible. Let's see.
Damn, he's averaging 9 assists this season.
Yeah, he's been very, very good.
I didn't even realize in that 2023 season he averaged 8 assists. That's a lot.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, their team ratings are like really good. Their two main guards, Shaw and Bane, they're having two of their worst 3-point percentage seasons right now. But so they're kind of like in that same boat as Orlando, where they don't have a lot of shooting, but they play really good still.
I
You know,
think
great defense. So.
I think the difference between this team and Orlando is that this team, I'm confident, are going to shoot better by the end of the season. Like, Jaren Jackson Jr. is a good
Yeah.
shooter. Desmond Bane's a good shooter, and Ja's like not a great shooter, but he can be average, you know. Okay.
No, I was just doing the Mikal Bridges 3-point celebration.
Okay. I wasn't even thinking about that, but
You gotta
come
do
on.
his wonky ass jumper too.
Oh, my bad.
That Michael Kidd Gilchrist. No, I'm just joking.
Why does he shoot like that, bro? I just no. I mean, is there anything else you guys really want to talk about? Can be basketball related, can be non-basketball related, anything else? Doesn't have to be.
No,
Yeah, I mean, we
Juice
it's
WRLD
kind
album
of been a
came
fun
out.
episode.
Yeah.
Is like mid to me. Juice WRLD album was mid.
Juice
but that's
Juice
all
WRLD
I
album.
have. That's all I
Yeah.
have.
Quick Juice WRLD album review.
I'm gonna say this: the Juice WRLD album. I don't like their label. I'm gonna say this: the label sucks. Garbage label.
It's the label's fault. The reasons why I don't like the album is the label's fault.
Part of
Yeah.
it's the fans as well, because the fans leak every song known to man. That doesn't help either. I liked the album. I'd say obviously it was definitely not his best. Comparatively, is it his worst? Okay, I'm not counting World on Drugs, which is the one with him and Future. Is it his worst album to date?
I like World on Drugs more than this.
I'm just saying not including that one, but I mean,
yeah, that album
either
grew on
way.
me. Sick
I'm
though.
just saying, yeah, 100%. Or his
Yeah.
last album. I think both of his posthumous albums, like the last two posthumous ones, are his worst.
Because Legends Never Die came out right not too long after he died, right?
Yeah, like months. Would have been like 6 months,
Okay.
probably. At most.
Yeah, because I think it came out that summer. I remember listening to it at my dad's house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it came out July, so like 6 months.
and then what? Fighting Demons, that was the other album. That one,
album's his second worst. I think this is his worst. Fighting Demons is his second worst.
it's so weird though. Like they've obviously declined, and I think that part of that is also the label's fault too. I liked it just because of the one of the songs on there, "Spend It." The last song on the album was one of my favorite.
Was good.
What?
Burn was good. That's all I remember from this album.
Oh yeah, that song was very, very good. I liked the song "Spend It" being released finally. It was one of my favorite unreleased songs. So,
yeah.
that when I didn't, so I was listening to it in bed. I was just like about to go to bed, and I was like, this is literally all I'm gonna do before I go to bed is listen to the album. So I listened to that, and I was like almost done. I was like, okay, last song. This has been a little disappointing. And then that right when it came on, I was like, oh shit, let's go. Like it was kind of hype. So that was good. And then I liked some people didn't like it, but I liked the Kid Laroi the Goodbye song. I thought that was like it had a lot of, it was probably the most meaningful song obviously on the whole album, because it was obviously a lot of emotion in that song. So that one was pretty good. I don't know if it has much replay value, obviously, but
I just remember the Fall Out Boy song being terrible.
yeah, that song was not good. Some of the features, like, what are we doing with some of these features? I'm just like, why do we have Fall Out Boy on a Juice World song? Bro, Miley Cyrus
Crazy
too.
cash grab.
Miley
Crazy
Cyrus.
cash grab. But yeah.
I just, man, but I will say the deluxe, shout out to them for doing that. If you guys did not know, their deluxe album is going to be 10 fan picked songs. It's going to be 10 tpne.net. And
the pre-party was low-key better than this, by the way.
yes, the pre-party was good. So let's see. We're going to be getting the songs. It looks like we're getting Rental. Rental is easily the #1 voted song. Let's see. Cake, which that one's good. It's 6th place. And they're giving us the 10th most voted songs. So any song that you like that, I don't know if you guys listen to a lot of unreleased.
I just have a SoundCloud playlist, and then like half of them get taken down.
Dude, I hate that. But if there's a song that you like, you can look it up. You can search it on the tpne.net, and you can submit it and vote for it. So I just hope that we get some good ones. I hate it that the song Challenger I really like it's not in the top 10. So yeah, I'm mad about that one. But it'll be okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really listen to much unreleased Juice. I only listen to like unreleased Cardi and like some unreleased Kanye.
Unreleased Cardi is disgusting.
It's not disgusting.
I'm just trolling you.
No.
I think
I'm not
I've
a
used
huge
like
fan of Playboy Cardi, but also
3
I like
unreleased Juice WRLD songs in my YouTube videos. They like flag all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've had that happen before. I used an instrumental from one, and I mean, they cooked my Call of Duty video. I had to literally take it down and rechange. Like, I had to mute the.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
So,
hilarious. I really got nothing to say. I'd say that.
Yeah, I'm about to have to leave in 10 minutes. I literally like gave myself so much cushion, and then I forgot
Yeah.
like freaking how long it's been.
Nah, but yeah, that's about it. Wrapping it up. We've been recording for a little over 2 hours now, so appreciate you guys being on here. Liam showed up late. He slept in till like literally 1 o'clock, which is absolutely bonkers. But at least Raymond showed up later than I wanted, but he was technically on time, because if the other guy's not here, then technically he's not late.
Yeah, dude, I slept in, King.
I had to call him. I called this guy.
I slept through my alarms, bro.
I called this guy first.
Yeah.
Noise.
I woke up and I was like,
I didn't
I
set
thought it was
an
my
alarm.
alarm. Yeah, I thought it was my alarm. I grabbed my phone and looked at it and said,
I woke up
freaking
and I
Mason.
grabbed my phone and I realized it was 1 p.m. I was like, oh.
Dude, you're nuts.
I
Because
went
you
to
went
bed
to
at, like,
bed
5
at
a.m.
like
last night.
1 a.m., didn't you? Oh, we're lagging. I'll show you. I don't know what's going on. I got the lag
2
spike.
in reality. I was like on my phone. But yeah, I
Ah,
went to bed at like 2.
so you slept for like 11 hours. That's nuts.
I need to take a shower, dude.
I will say though, yeah, Raymond, he showed up. I called him at like 10:20 or something, or 10:30. I wanted to record at 10. So when I was like messaging people and nobody was responding, I was like, okay. And then I called him. First noise, this dude says, "Bah." He picks up the phone. It's, "Bah." I was like, oh my god. So no, it was a good time. Thank you guys for both being here. So scheduling wise, I don't know if we're gonna do this. Really, you're gonna bark at the end of my thing. Okay, but anyways, if she'll ever shut up, I don't know if we're gonna always do these on like Friday night, Saturday mornings. Usually, just whatever is convenient for everybody. But I think depending, we're gonna just upload on either Saturdays or Sundays. King just despawned. That's okay.
Yeah.
But I think we'll just do them either Saturdays or Sundays, just because that makes it, a little easier, I think.
Yeah.
They'll go up Saturdays or Sundays. We'll record either Friday or Saturday.
Friday or Saturday.
Because when I put these in the video editor thing and just render it out, I mean, the rendering takes a while, but the uploading takes like 12 hours because it's a huge file. The last file was like 40 gigs. I was like, oh my God. This is like downloading like a new Call of Duty game. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Go drop a follow on Ray's Twitter or YouTube or any of those socials.
You can just do Twitter.
I don't think
use YouTube anymore.
I don't think he still does OnlyFans, but if he does, then he'll link that somewhere too. And
I got my Fansly link.
his fanfics.
Yeah.
And then go follow Liam as well. Subscribe to his YouTube, but not too heavy because I need to pass him in subscribers. When did you hit
I don't
1K?
think I'm gaining subscribers. I hit 1K like 2 years ago, man. No, it wasn't 2 years ago. It was like it had to be a year ago because I didn't upload for like a year.
Did I know about that?
Probably not. I didn't like care when I hit 1K.
You should have. You should have thrown a potsy.
I don't even think I tweeted about it.
Well, shows how much you care about your subscribers.
You're
This
right.
Oh my
You're
God.
actually kind of right.
Dude, he fried
look
everyone.
at my thumbnails, man.
If you guys are a fan of him, unsubscribe. Get him under 1K. No, definitely go drop a sub over there. Follow him on Twitter, all that stuff. So we'll catch you though next time, and hopefully by then the Pelicans are playing basketball, the Lakers still suck, and the Thunder are still the best team in the NBA. Yeah, catch you guys next time. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Bye.